It's the dictionary. 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 It's the dictionary.
Hello, word nerds. Welcome to the dictionary. I am your host, Spencer, and I am here to tell you about all of the words in the dictionary. Oh boy, I was just thinking this morning, what percentage have I gotten through? Well, I'm mostly through all of the G's. So if you could say I'm seven. I'm on the seventh letter through the seventh letter out of 26 letters. But here's the thing: not all the letters have the same amount of words in the dictionary. And so, I could take how many pages I've done, which is currently 538 and 3/4 after this episode. And we go all the way to page, I have to find the end. Oh, it's over here. All the way to page 1459. I think, yes, I don't think there's anything after this that's part of the actual dictionary part, the words and the definitions. So I could do the math of, is he going to do it now? Is he going to do the math now? That would be ridiculous. I have to find my calculator. I click the button on the keyboard. Okay, so trying to do this quickly. What do we do? We do the ratio things, right? So we do 538.75 divided by I guess we would just it's really 1458 and a half. So we want to be as accurate as we possibly can. 36.94% after this episode. A third of the way. What? Oh boy. Okay, hey, we got to talk about these words. The first entry in this episode is good offices. Good offices. Noun from 1681. It is services as a mediator. Well, because this is so old, it's from 300 years before I was born. I don't know what this is at all. Services as a mediator. So if you are a mediator, mediating arguments, whatever, and you are providing your services, those services good offices? This is a very old way to use these words. I don't understand it at all. Good offices. Good offices to you. Okay, my sound effect today is probably going to change, and the first one is going to be... Now, we have good old boy. Good old boy. You can spell it, it's 3 words. You can spell it the proper ways for all those 3 words. Or you can change old to O-L apostrophe. You could also change old to O-L-E. Good old boy. And if you want to pronounce the D in old, depending on how you're spelling it, how you're pronouncing it, you might just say good old boy. Oh, he's a good old boy. That's Spencer. Okay, so this is a noun from circa 1967. It is a usually white Southerner who conforms to the values, culture, or behavior of his peers. Guess I wouldn't necessarily have thought that that's what a good old boy is. I mean, yeah, I guess when you put it that way, when I think of a good old boy, I'm thinking of those white Southerners. A good old boy is one who's just doing all the same stuff as everybody else in that world, in that Southern world, and I can't always agree with those decisions. It's not always what I think is the best way to be, depending on what we're talking about, of course. Yeah. Huh. What? Why? I don't know. Yeah. In general, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I'm a good old boy. No, I said I was, but I don't think I am because I am white, but I am not a Southerner, and I am not conforming to the values, the culture, or the behavior of the peers of the Southern area. So, yeah. Okay, moving on to Good Samaritan. 2 words with capital first letters. Noun from 1679. The synonym is the number 2 definition for the word Samaritan. And I don't know. I guess, with the capital letters, it makes me think that this is something much more specific. But what I think of when I think of a good Samaritan is just a citizen who is doing good stuff, helping out their other citizens, not being a bad citizen, a good Samaritan. But I think Samaritan number 2 is going to have much more specifics, probably. All right, next is good-tempered. 2 words with a hyphen. Adjective from 1768. This is not easily angered or upset. Not easily angered or upset. Good-temperedly is an adverb, and good-temperedness is a noun. I think there was a time in my life when I was not good-tempered. There was definitely a chunk of time when things would set me off and I was just upset about myself and the world, and I'm still upset about the world, but not in a way or not enough to let it get to me so deeply. That was what was going on. And but now before that time and since that time now, I have definitely become a lot more good-tempered. It takes a lot. It has usually taken a lot for me to get actually angry about something, really, really, really pissed and upset. And so I like that. Some people say, well, you got to let your emotions out. I'm like, well, I do, but like, I don't know. I think I've just chilled out enough that I'm like, I'm fine. I'm fine. Yeah, good-tempered. It's I'm like tempered glass. Is that what I am? Yeah. But if I've got a reason to be upset or angry, I'm gonna get upset or angry, and you won't like me when I'm angry. Next is good wife. 1 word. It's making me have feelings. So this is a noun from the 13th century. Number 1 is archaic. By the way, I think this is similar to something. Yes, this is actually very related to, we had in the previous episode, goodman, spelled good man. Well, we'll get into it. So number 1 for good wife is archaic, and it is the mistress of a household. Goodman, number 1 archaic, was the master of a household. These days, we have feelings about the word master and mistress. And number 2 is also archaic, and the synonym is Mrs. M-R-S, period. So let's see. Well, I think it's interesting that we're using man, good man, and wife, good wife. Of course, stereotypically at weddings, they would say man and wife. But really, the equivalents are husband and wife. Do I have the right words? Husband and wife? Man and woman. That would be a little bit more similar and equal, I think, except for the fact that the word man is in woman. That's because the word man used to just mean person, but language changes and it has meanings now. And yeah, of course, as I mentioned, master and mistress, those words have very different meanings these days. So yeah, goodman and good wife were the people who were kind of running the household. I mean, the mistress of a household would be the woman who is running the household, but that's a very different situation than the man who is running the household, the master of the household, the head of the house. Yeah, Times have changed, and they will continue to change. Next is goodwill. One word, noun from before the 12th century. 1a, a kindly feeling of approval and support. Also, benevolent interest or concern. So you have interest or concern in a nice way. A kindly feeling of approval and support. I always love a kindly feeling of approval and support. Please approve of me and support me in what I'm doing, but do it kindly. Please and thank you. Don't be mean about it. But I think if you are approving of what I'm doing, of what anybody is doing, then you're probably kind about it and not mean. That would be odd. I approve of what you're doing, but I mean, okay. 1B1 for goodwill. Is it goodwill or goodwill? I think it depends on the context. So 1B1 is the favor or advantage that a business has acquired, especially through its brands and its good reputation. So if you are a business and you are doing some good stuff, you are helping out other companies, you're networking, you're bringing people together, you're very good to your clients, to your customers, you're not charging too much, then you have built up some goodwill. People are like, that business runner is great, so I want to support them because they have goodwill. Do you think that the title of the movie Good Will Hunting is a coincidence? I'm sure that they were thinking of goodwill. It's probably something about that. Next is 1B2. The value of projected earnings increases. No, what? The value of projected earnings increases of a business, especially as part of its purchase price. Something about numbers and money, and if your prices are going up, you're projecting them to go higher, that's goodwill. 1B3, probably also about business. The excess of the purchase price of a company over its book value, which represents the value of goodwill as an intangible asset for accounting purposes. Yep, you probably learn all about this stuff when you go to business school, which I did not. Are you shocked by that? No. 2A, cheerful consent. I feel like I could use a little bit more. Sometimes I run across definitions that I'm like, I just need a little bit more in the definition, or maybe a helpful example sentence or phrase. Cheerful consent. Well, consent is great. Being cheerful about it is even better. I'm so happy. I'm giving consent. So that's goodwill? How is it goodwill? What? I don't know. And 2B is willing effort. So if you are willing to put in some effort into something, then that is goodwill. You have goodwill. Fantastic. Good-willed. That is an adjective. Let's see. I don't think we've had any etymology yet in this episode, but I hope that we are getting to some. Okay, next is, we are running out of good words. Here's one, though. Oh, nope, I did that similar. I need to come up with new stuff. The next word is goody. Good with a Y. First form, noun from 1559. This is archaic. Just keep that in mind. It is a usually married woman or lowly station, used as a title preceding a surname. I have come across this a little bit. I'm not really all that well read in things, and so I don't really know a lot about this. But I have heard in certain contexts, goody something. Let's just look up an example of when No, I don't think I need all those words. Example of goody before a surname, which we also call a last name, which is kind of odd that this book, which is largely more American leaning, it's interesting that they would say surname here instead of last name. Well, are the okay? Ooh, common examples from 17th century historical records, such as the Salem witch trials, include Goody Osborne, which is Sarah Osborne, Goody Proctor, which is Elizabeth Proctor, Goody Bishop, which is Bridget Bishop, Goody Corey, which is Martha Corey, and Goody Nurse, which is Rebecca Nurse. This title is also famously used in classic literature set during this era, such as in Arthur Miller's The Crucible, e.g., Goody Proctor, and in the nursery rhyme character Goody Two Shoes. Oh, I didn't know Goody Two Shoes was where this Goody was using. Goody Two Shoes was using this definition of goody. Interesting. Yeah, so I have heard of it, but I didn't know what it was exactly, and so. It's usually a married woman of lowly station. I think I said or lowly station. It's of lowly station. So she's married, but she's not in a great position, maybe economically. So this word goody is an alternative of the word that we had earlier, which is good wife. Not really sure how it became goody, how the Y went from wife to why. I guess why, maybe something like that. But anyway, goody, it's archaic. Hopefully, people aren't using this anymore these days. And now that leads us to the second form of goody. You could spell it with a Y or an IE. It is a noun from 1756. Number 1, something that is particularly attractive, pleasurable, good, or desirable. Ooh, give me those goodies. I want some goodies. Yes, absolutely. I think of goodies as things that are fun and great and pleasurable, good, desirable, attractive, something like that. Ooh, goody gumdrops? Some people think gumdrops are goodies. Okay, number 2 is chiefly British, and it is one that is good, especially an opponent of the villain. And an example would be an emotion picture. So, because I am not British, I don't typically hear people call the good guy the goody, but it makes perfect sense. What I do hear sometimes is the baddie. Baddie, I assume. That would be the bad guy. That would be the antagonist, the person, the villain of the situation would be the baddie. And the opposite of that, the protagonist, the good guy, the person who we're rooting for probably, that is the goodie. Why don't we say this in America? No etymology for that because I think it's probably pretty obvious. It's good. We just call it a goodie. And we got more. The next entry is goody, 2 words with a hyphen. Adjective from 1871. It is affectedly or ingratiatingly good or proper. Goody is also a noun. So, affectedly good or proper, ingratiatingly good or proper, you are describing probably a person as either a goody, that's the noun, or a goody person, that would be the adjective, because they're just always doing good stuff. They're very proper in the world. I think in general, I would be considered a goody. I never really like to break the rules, but you know what? I'm starting to get away from that. I'm starting to be like, you know what? Maybe I can be a little bit of a baddie sometimes. Yeah, why can't you choose sometimes? You can be a baddie sometimes. You can be a goody. You can be somewhere in the middle. Normie. I don't know, but yeah, in general, I'm a goody-goody. Maybe I'm also a goody two-shoes. These sound effects have gotten off the rails, which is the point. Goody two-shoes. Well, we already started to learn about it a little bit. Goody has a capital G, two has a capital T, and two-shoes is hyphenated. Did somebody actually have the last name Two-Shoes? I doubt it. What is Goody Two-Shoes? Noun often capitalized from 1934. It is a person who is goody-goody. Also, a person who is uncommonly good. Goody two-shoes is also an adjective, all hyphenated, all across the board. So yes, if you are goody-goody, a goody-goody, you could also be called a goody two-shoes. But we're like, why two-shoes? What is that? Two-shoes? This is from Goody Two-Shoes, which is a heroine of a children's story, perhaps by Oliver Goldsmith. Obviously, we need to look up Goody Two-Shoes. We need to look up. Well, I assume that. I did not want the song by Adam Ant. I want the what is it? The children's story, children's book. That we can assume that Goody Two-Shoes, who, well, we can assume a lot of things. We can assume that she was married, of lowly station. She had the last name of Two-Shoes, which is a very interesting last name, and that she was a very good person as well. She just was doing good all over the place. Okay, published in 1765 by John Newbery, The History of Little Goody Two-Shoes is a classic children's novel. It follows Marjorie Meanwell. Oh, interesting choice of last name there. Marjorie Meanwell, a poor orphan, who only has one shoe. When a rich man gives her a full pair, she is so thrilled that she tells everyone she now has two shoes, earning her nickname. The book, traditionally attributed to writer Oliver Goldsmith, was highly revolutionary for its time. It became one of the first English novels written specifically for children and popularized the phrase goody two-shoes, which is now commonly used to describe an excessively virtuous person. In the story, Marjorie's strong work ethic and virtue are rewarded. She teaches herself to read, becomes a school teacher, and eventually marries a wealthy widower. It's a whole life story of goody two-shoes. If you have read this book, if you have any information that you would like to tell me, go ahead and tell me. Find my contact information in the show notes. I could also tell you, dictionarypod@gmail.com, Google voice number 917-727-5757. I can't believe I still remember that. And social media and all of those other things. Okay, so goody two-shoes. Good to know about that, I guess. That was our last good word. And now we're moving on to goof. First form, noun from 1915. Number 1, a silly or stupid person. And number 2, the synonym is blunder. So the person can be the goof or the thing that somebody does, a blunder, a party foul, a fail. That would be also the goof. I did a goof. Oh, I am a goof because I do goofs. I have goofed many times. I have made many, many blunders in my life. And you know what? I will continue to do them because that's just how life goes. Where does this word come from? Probably an alternative of the English dialect goff, which means simpleton. That and using the word stupid in the definition. I think it's this older definition, this older idea of they're not very smart. But I believe now these days we probably lean more towards the silly side of things. In fact, we will have the word goofy later this episode. Yeah, goofy, silly, goof. Ah, you're such a goof. If you want to call me a goof, that's fine. I shall call myself a goof. And I shall make goofy sounds like. The second form of goof is a verb from 1932. I feel like we have not had many verbs in a while. Let's see. Is it? So we are starting with intransitive. Number 1A. To spend time idly or foolishly. This is usually used with the word off, as in goofing off instead of working. I think a lot of us don't get enough time to goof off. What do you do when you're goofing off? What is I guess here's the thing. Goofing off, I think it has the connotation of I should be doing something else, but I'm goofing off. I'm playing hooky. I'm not doing the thing that I'm supposed to be doing. So goofing off isn't maybe typically like when I've done all my work, now I can goof off. Is that how you think of it? How do you think of it? You tell me. You tell me. What do you do in your goofing off times? My goofing off times are probably watching movies mostly. Maybe I don't know, taking a walk, taking a run, going to the beach. Maybe we're doing a wine tasting. Going to get some food. That's not goofing off. What do I do? Movies is mostly my goofing off. I need to come up with some new things. I love movies. I'm not gonna stop watching movies, but I could open up my goofing off world. Give me some ideas, maybe. Okay. Spend time idly or foolishly. It's like, it's not very important. The thing that you're doing maybe doesn't have a purpose, but it kind of does because we all need this goofing off time. It's good for the brain and the body. It's good. You should do some goofing off. We should all have some set aside goofing off times every day. 1B. To engage in playful activity. This is the reminder. This is the verb goof. To engage in playful activity, this one is usually used with the word around, as in goofing around after school. Well, that seems pretty similar to goof off. Engaging in playful activity. So goof off is spending time idly or foolishly. It's just like, maybe it's not that important. But playful activity, maybe that has a little bit more of a purpose to it. Goofing around. But you know what? They're pretty similar to me. I don't know about you, but they're pretty similar to me. Number 2. To make a usually foolish or careless mistake, the synonym is again the word blunder. Goofing. Oop, I goofed because I made a blunder. Oop, when I recorded last week and I didn't hit record on my audio recorder, I goofed real good. That was a blunder. By the way, this version is often used with the word up. Goof up. Yep. Oh, Spencer did another goof up. Okay, now we have transitive, which is to make a mess of. The synonym is bungle. This one is usually used with the word up, as in goofed up the assignment. Well, we told you to take the garbage out, but what you did instead, you goofed up. You put it on your head. You were not supposed to put the garbage on your head. Why did you do that? We have a phrase, which is goof on. It is slang, and it means to make fun of. The synonyms are kid and put on, as in, you're goofing on me, right? Are you goofing on me? Are you making fun of me? Are you kidding me? Are you putting on the Ritz with me? Goof on. I don't think I hear this one very much. It's either maybe British or it's older. Maybe my parents were saying goof on. All right, moving on to he hoo hoo beep boop. Those are the sounds of a goofball. Noun from 1950. Number 1 is slang, and it is a barbiturate sleeping pill is a goofball? Whoa. I need to look this up. Goofball barbiturates. I mean, I can imagine that when you're on one of these barbiturate sleeping pills, then you might get a little goofy. So they called them a goofball because it's probably shaped shaped like a ball, and it makes you goofy, and so it's a goofball. Um, Goofballs is a well-known street name for barbiturates, or historically a specific combination of barbiturates and stimulants like amphetamines. Kids, don't do this. They act as powerful central nervous system depressants and were originally prescribed to treat insomnia, anxiety, and seizures, but carry a high risk of overdose, addiction, and fatal interactions. That means death. Okay. So, other common street names are Downers, Barbs, Red Devils, and Yellow Jackets. What does Google think of me with these internet searches that I'm doing? Okay. Goofball. Interesting. Also, I'm about to read you number 2, but why not put number 2 as number 1? That seems like it would make more sense. Number 2 is just a goofy person is a goofball. Don't mix up your goofballs. Don't mix up your goofy people, your goofy people, with your barbiturates. I did that once. Never came back. Never was normal again. Yep, just goofball. Come on. This is maybe one of my favorite sections, the goofy words. Okay, now let's go on to go off. Go off, 2 words, verb from 1579. It looks like it is only intransitive. Number 1, the synonym is explode. Yeah, when a bomb explodes, when something explodes, it goes off. Wow, that really goed off. Number 2, to burst forth or break out suddenly or noisily. Cosmo Kramer in Seinfeld was going off when he would enter Jerry's apartment. Number 3, to go forth, out or away. The synonym is leave. So just leaving, just going away. That's go off. Sorry guys, I gotta go off. I got a date. I gotta go off from this party. I don't know. I guess I don't. I mean, go off. I have to go. I'm trying to go back in my memory banks. Have I heard people say go off when they're like just leaving? I have to go. I don't know. Number 4, to undergo decline or deterioration. Go off. Okay. Well, I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense. I'm definitely going off. You know, when you get to a certain age, when you stop growing, you stop that childhood growth, and then you're just static, and then you're like, oh, hey, now almost immediately it's time to go off. It's time to just deteriorate. Number 5. When I am finishing this podcast, I'm going to be so old, and deteriorated, I'm going to be all the way down here. You got to look at the video. Okay, number 5. To follow the expected or desired course. As the synonym is proceed. As in, the party went off well. And then when everybody was done, they went off their ways. I guess that would... I went off... Yeah, I went off. I left. To follow the expected or desired course. We expected our party to go in this way. We had it all planned out. It followed our desired course. Everything happened as we planned it to the minute. And so it went off well. Number 6. To make a characteristic noise. The synonym is sound. As in, could hear the alarm going off. To make a characteristic sound. So the alarm Oh, I hear the characteristic sound of the alarm. It is going. The phrase, go off the deep end. Oh, hey, what's going on here? Number 1 is to enter recklessly on a course. So the meaning of this, it comes from going off the deep end of the pool. Hey, I'm just jumping right into the deep end. I'm not starting off at the shallow end. I'm not playing it safe and going there and then gradually going to the deep end and figuring out how deep does it go and how comfortable do I feel with that. No, I'm going off the deep end, just jumping right in. I'm entering recklessly onto a course, maybe something I wasn't prepared for. Maybe I went off the deep end when I started this podcast. Number 2, to become very much excited. Could you have just said to become very excited? No. We couldn't say to become very excited. We had to say to become very much excited. I'm going off the deep end because I'm so excited. I'm so excited about this next word. Whoop. Next is, where are we? Oh, hey, we're at goof off. So the word goof had goof off in there. That was one of the examples, but now we have its own whole entry. Goof off with a hyphen, noun from 1953. It is one who evades work or responsibility. Okay, so the action of goofing off, that is a verb, but a person, a thing, it's a noun, a goof off. They're like, you know what? I don't want to work. I got things to do, but I don't want to do them. I think I'm just going to be a goof off today. That's very hard for me to do. There's always something to do, and I have a good work ethic, and I like to get stuff done. But you know what? Every once in a while, it's good. It's good. It's real good for your brain and everything to just be a goof off. Sunday fun day, maybe. Just goofing off, 'cause I'm a goof off. Okay, it's very rare for me to be a goof off. It's very difficult. And moving on to our very last word. Reminds me a little bit of Daffy Duck. There's a reason he's called Daffy Duck, because he's Daffy. And maybe he is also Goofy. That's our last word. But there's a whole other cartoon character named Goofy. Goofy was very likely possibly one of my favorite of the Disney characters. I had a watch. I got a watch. I still have it, actually. I must have gotten this in like junior high or something. It's one of those watches that you put around your wrist that does not have all this electrical crap in it. It just has the electrical battery and gears, and it has a Goofy on it. But the special thing about this one that I love very much is that it went backwards. It sure did, and that was what I used to tell time for many years, and it quickly got to the point where it was easier for me to tell time on a backwards clock than on a forwards clock, and I think that says a lot about me. Also, just that practice of doing that, it just became normal. And I think I started wearing it again. The strap broke a number of times, so the strap is not original, but I think I have it in a drawer, and I should be wearing it. I could wear it on this wrist. I did actually used to wear 2 watches, one on each wrist. Forgot about that. So I have a smartwatch here, and maybe I should have a Goofy watch here. Okay, so what is goofy? Adjective from 1921. Being crazy, ridiculous, or mildly ludicrous. Just a little ludicrous. Just mild ludicrousness. The synonym is silly, as in a goofy sense of humor. Also, that hat looks goofy. Don't you talk about my hat that way. My hat is very serious. It reads War and Peace. Goofily is an adverb, and goofiness is a noun. And I you get to see this. If you are listening and watching this podcast, you see the goofiness come out of me. In my day-to-day life, I am a bit goofy. I am actively being a little bit more conscious of maybe we need to bring more goofiness into the world and into life. And I think that is very important. And so I'm trying to be a little bit more conscious. I'm trying to bring back that childhood whimsy that we all lost when we became adults. And I think that is very, very important. I have very goofy things over in this corner of my office. You can't see that wall, but there's a bunch of goofy stuff over there. Okay. Yes, I love the goofy stuff and the silly and the weird. And it's time to pick a word of the episode. It's going to be hard because there's some good ones. What do you pick? What do you like? Let me tell you the word. Let me remind you, before you pick, let me remind you of the words that we had today. We had good offices, good old boy, good Samaritan, good-tempered, good wife, goodwill, goody, 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 goody two-shoes, goof, goof, goofball, go off, goof off, goofy. That's the last one. Obviously, the words that I really like are goofy, goofball, just goof. Yeah, I think those would be my top choices, probably. Goody goody and goody two shoes are good too, because I can be a little bit of that. But I don't know. I think I just have to pick goofy as the word of the episode. I even have it was like a DVD collection of the animated shorts. Of course they're animated. The shorts of just Goofy from, way back in the day. Goofy. Goofy, goofy, feeling really goofy. I'm really feeling kind of goofy today. The song isn't that goofy, and that's okay. Maybe it will become goofy. Goofy, 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 goofy. That's it. I'm going to tell you about a movie. Oh, yes, I remember. It is called I Love Boosters, and you know what? There are moments in this movie that would be considered very goofy. It is from Boots Riley, written and directed by Boots Riley. If you have seen any of his stuff, then you have an idea of what this movie might be. I really think I've only seen Sorry to Bother You from Boots Riley, but I have some work to do. It is visually great, very odd at moments, surreal at times, but has a statement. I think all or most of Boots Riley's work has a statement of some kind. This one is largely about capitalism, I think. And let's talk about some of the actors in this. We got Keke Palmer, we got Taylor Page, we got Naomi Ackie, we got Lakeith Stanfield, Rachel Walters, Maddie Koki, I don't know, Demi Moore, can't forget Demi Moore, Adam Devine, Don Cheadle, oh yeah, Viggo Mortensen, yeah, Jason Ritter, Hannah Aline. I don't know. I don't know some of these people, but I highly recommend it. You got and where's that guy? Where is he? There was somebody who I recognize, but I've not seen him in this list, or maybe I just missed him. Anyway, go see I Love Boosters. It's a fun, crazy, weird, great movie. All right, that's going to be the end of this rather goofy episode. Is it goofier than the other ones? I don't know. Maybe not. This has been Spencer, dispensing information. Goodbye.